Hi. Greeting, Uncle Joe. How are you?
I'm doing fine.
All right. So I am joined today by Uncle Joe Abisai. Is that correct? Did I get your surname right?
Actually, besides upside. I don't know,
Okay.
but my mom changed it
Oh,
to
okay.
upside.
So
But
what's the initial surname?
the initial one was Abisai.
Okay, and
Then
now it's
now it's upside.
okay. It
Yeah.
sounds the
But
same, but yeah.
but
All
anyway,
right.
I don't really argue about it with people. I mean, whatever they say, it's fine with me.
Okay, I became obsessed with you when I heard you did now 22 Comrades
Yeah.
Marathons. And I'm like, do I even call myself a runner if I do not know who you are? So immediately I had so many questions, and then we had the comrade send off race, and then I'm like, this must be Uncle Joe because of all the labels your jacket had, and I was also fascinated by that. But of course, we had not met before, so I was like, okay, I need to tread carefully on how I approach him and so forth. So tell me, how many comrades have you done?
So far, I've only done this year was 22. There could have been more,
Okay,
but it's just that one commerce it's a bit expensive to get there.
okay,
So now and then, when the finance don't work well, then you skip. So I skipped a couple. I think I could have been at 33 now,
all
roundabout.
right,
But I'm not regretting it. One, I know for sure I was sick and I
okay,
didn't go.
all right.
But so far, 22.
22. Okay, when I wanted to interview you before you left, you said no, it's better I interview you before when you come back
Yeah.
and you have completed number 22. So, what was the reason?
No, it's just then I can include
The
the,
22nd
the
one.
22nd one,
Okay.
how I experienced it and how it went. And it was kind of like a special one. Not a special one, but it was a different one to the normal ones. Because the other ones, I used to say like the last 10, I used to train all by myself,
Okay.
alone. So this year at least I had a group
All right. What
because
group is that?
I joined the city runners.
The Windhoek City
Yeah.
Runners. And you
So
love your experience with them?
so it's a noisy group,
Yes.
but I enjoyed it. I mean, I enjoy it really. It's it's inspiring,
Yes.
and I feel I'm inspiring them as well.
Of course you
Yeah.
are. Just being here. I don't know if I'll ever run Comrades. The furthest I've run is 27 kilometers. Right now, I'm actually just, my long runs are like 10 kilometers. I run only twice a week. But yes, I feel inspired to be an overall fit person. Like, when I'm your age one day, I want to be as fit as you are. So
Yeah.
tell me, when did you do your first Comrade? What year was that?
It was in '93. I could have done it earlier, but
Yeah.
then I was scared for it as well.
Oh,
I mean, just
scared.
just knowing it's twice the distance of a marathon,
Yes.
and you know how tight and how sore it is after the marathon.
Yes.
And I just said, if I have to do 90 kilometers, I said no, I'm not gonna, I won't cope. Then eventually somebody talked me into it,
All right.
and preparation went well, and I did my first one, and I didn't look back.
In 93, I was 3 years old. And you were already running Comrades. So how old are you, if you'd like to disclose? Because you said you are a pensioner. That could be anywhere from 60 to... So would you like to disclose how old you are?
Well, I'm not a woman, so my age is not a secret.
Okay.
I turned 65 this year.
65,
Yeah.
and you did your 22nd Comrades. Wow. Not a lot of 65-year-olds are in the type of health you are in. So, how does your week look like? Do you run throughout the week, or do you do strength training? Do you cross train?
Um, Basically, I do 6 days a week, and cross training as part of that 6 days.
Okay.
Like before I went on retirement, I would do a run in the morning, probably about 10 or so Ks. And then lunchtime, I would go to the gym,
Okay.
or I'll do hill walk,
Oh,
like
like
speed,
hill sprints.
yeah, hill
Oh,
sprints.
uh-huh.
And then in the afternoon, I'll do another run.
So you do like a morning, you do three workouts in one day.
Three workouts in one day.
Okay, the first workout will consist of,
Just a normal run, just an easy run.
on what time will that be?
Let's run about 7 to, say from 7 to 7:30.
Okay,
Then
and
I'll
the
go out.
distance?
The longest in the mornings during the week is normally run about, if it's long, then it's about 15
And
Ks.
okay, and it will take you approximately how long? Because it's an easy run, of course.
It's an easy run. That's it used to take me an hour,
Wow,
15
I don't
then.
even.
But now these days it will take me around about an hour 20, an hour 15.
It's still faster than I was last weekend. You saw me at Harriers. I did my 10K in an hour 13 minutes. Okay, I ran walk, but I was like glad and happy about the results. And you already cover 15 kilometers in that time. So
Yeah,
wow,
but I'm a little bit slower these days. I average about 6 minutes a kilometer these days.
that's
But
still fast.
I'm
That's
planning to increase it a little bit. Not
okay.
increase, but to reduce it to about 5.5 or five and a half.
Okay, so when you are like reducing it, what sort of things will make you faster? Is it more hill sprints, more runs, different in your diet?
One is I have to lower my weight a little bit, not much. I lowered it already during Comrades with about 10 kgs.
So how do you lower your weight? You eat less, or you run, or you train more?
You just train more, and obviously you will start eating less as well.
Okay, so I
So
basically need to lose weight. That's what you're telling me, to run faster. Noted.
if you run more, then your appetite will go down a little bit.
Okay.
And then that's now the weight a little bit. And then I have to do more speed work.
Okay.
Hill training, strength work is not really that much. It's just more speed work, and I have to do longer distances as well. Because what I want to do is with the coastal marathon that's coming up, I think that's the Bachmus.
Okay.
I want to try and qualify with a faster time.
Or you're qualifying for what exactly?
That's now for the two oceans.
The
and,
ultra.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Comrades.
Oh, okay.
So if I can do anything faster than 4:15 will do.
All right. And then that will put you in a better seeding.
Yeah.
So you start earlier and you have more cold weather.
No, it's just you start earlier, you'll get into your strides much quicker. Because if you're standing there behind, it takes so long to start to get into your strides.
Okay.
Because it's a push and mostly it's a push. Because sometimes you take, like this year, it took me around 5 minutes to get to the starting line.
In 5 minutes is already a kilometer of wasted
5 kilometers, the front runners are gone already, a kilometer.
ahead and more.
Yeah.
Okay, so 93, right? I think what was intriguing, or perhaps what other interviewers have not gotten, right? 93, South Africa and Namibia are either they are still experiencing the after effect of the apartheid system, or with South Africa, I think they had not even gotten their independence, because they only got their independence in 1994, if I'm not mistaken.
Isn't it 92?
Is it 92?
I think it's 92.
Or I think I'm thinking as a lawyer, I'm thinking about when they got their constitution, their not their interim, their current constitution. Okay, so how did Comrades feel like for someone coming from a system where apartheid was the prominent thing?
See, the thing is, we were not very many black runners from Namibia then. We were a few. But the white people, there were quite a bunch of them that used to go.
Okay.
And it didn't really feel awkward seeing that you could. There were so many black South Africans running.
Okay.
So we didn't feel like being odd runners or
Excluded.
excluded.
Yeah.
It's just that you felt that at least now I'm part of an international run officially.
Okay.
Because you see, take it, we were the generation before Frankie came around.
Okay.
Because when Frankie came, he found us.
All right.
And then we started going, and he was making name already. And for us now to go to South Africa, although we used to go there before independence, but not very often, it just felt, at least now you're representing your own country.
All right. So when you went before independence, you went in what capacity? As an athlete still?
It's an athlete, but it's more private.
Oh, okay.
On my own. It wasn't like a Namibian team, no.
Oh,
It's,
okay. You just
more,
went on your own.
Yeah, we went on our own.
All right, but I don't know, as I told you, I was 3 years old when you did your first comrade. So I'm not sure, like, in as much, I'm fascinated by history, but how did the landscape of Namibia look like prior to independence, running? Because I know apartheid brought with it segregation in terms of the areas where you'd stay. Would you run now in let's say, I don't know, you probably, in which area did you stay during that time actually?
I was working in Oranjemund then.
Okay.
I moved to Oranjemund when I finished school. I went there in 1982.
Okay.
And the one thing is, the people in Windhoek, especially the white people now, and okay, it's fine. There were a few colored guys like Frankie or Frank,
Yes.
Frank Fielding, because it's Frankie Frederick who's the
Yes, who's the
sprinter, and then you got Frank Fielding.
okay.
Now, they had a club, Windhoek Harriers,
All right.
and they would organize themselves and then go.
So Windhoek Harriers has been in existence for as long as we've been independent, basically,
as
or
long
even
as
longer.
Longer than that. Because
Okay.
I know I once rocked up at the race for them in 1980, and I had no running gear.
All right. So what did you
So-
run with?
No, at least I had some techies
Okay.
and a tracksuit pants, but then they borrowed me a running vest. Because they knew about me, but not much, but they knew, okay, fine, there's this one youngster from Ahusinum, he normally runs. So they gave me a vest to run with. That's how Windhoek Harriers.
Also, you mentioned Agustinium, so you attended your high school, I think, then in Agustinium. So what year was that?
I finished in 1981, Ahusinum.
Okay.
Because I grew up in Windhoek, so I attended Mandume,
Yes.
then I went to Namatuni,
Yes.
then I went to Ahusinum.
Okay, Mandume and Namutuni, are they not like, did you change schools? Are they not, I don't know, because right now they are all primary schools, or then were they like grade 1 to 3 and then from something to another?
Mandume is a lower primary. It's from grade 1 to grade, we used to call it standard 2.
Okay,
That's grade 4.
all right,
And then grade 5, you would go to Namutuni
okay.
up to standard 6, which is grade,
7, I guess.
no, standard 6 moved later to Ahusinum. It was standard 5. So that was grade 7.
Okay,
And then from grade 8,
you
That's-
go to,
go to Ahusinum at high school until grade 12.
all right. So you guys were taught in English because your English is fascinating.
No.
Or because I'm thinking most people, okay, I don't want to say your age or from your era per se, their first language is actually Afrikaans. they speak better Afrikaans than they do English, and some actually do not speak English. But your English is like posh. So what brought about this poshness in your linguistic skills?
No, I didn't go to any private school or did any private things. It's I was taught in Afrikaans
Okay.
from grade 1 to grade 12. It was all Afrikaans.
So your Afrikaans is baie goed en like.
Afrikaans was my taal geweest.
Okay.
So then the English only came when I went to Oranje
Okay.
when I was in the technical college. Then everything changed to English.
Also, you're in Oranjemund at a college and not
Yeah.
necessarily for work.
Yeah, no, it was like a training college. We did apprenticeship, and then when I finished my apprenticeship, then they employed me.
Okay.
So I started working there.
All right.
So the English is more from Oranjemund
Oranjemund.
side.
Okay, so then that makes sense. Oranjemund, that those years, or I presume, or from what I've heard, you couldn't really feel segregated in that you all lived as one. You all had the same houses. You all played together. Like there wasn't like you couldn't really differentiate between black and white or experience the aftermath of apartheid as other parts of Namibia. So is that why perhaps for you when you did Comrades in 1993, it wasn't awkward because it's what you're used to coming from Oranjemund?
Yeah, no, what happened is we used to do track and field, and then like I said, when my speed started declining, I went to road.
Okay, that you say to me privately, so the viewers do not know. So you're a track athlete.
Yeah, no, I started off doing track and field.
Okay.
Mainly when I was at the Virginia, when I started running, that's way back in 1977 or 78.
I was not even a thought.
Actually, 1979 is when I started getting through the ranks.
Okay.
When I started not shining, but showing some
Yeah, potential.
Then I used to do long distance,
Yes.
but not 10 kilometers was too far for us. We used to do 5-6 kilometers, and then track and field and cross country. And then when I went to Ranyamun in 82, that's where I started doing track and field, because there wasn't long distance runners in Ranyamun then. Most of them used to do just track and field, middle distance. So I had to fall in, and I had the speed, not as much, but in
What would you do, like 100 meters, 200, or was it?
it's more 400, 800, and 1500, 1500.
Yeah.
The 5000 occasionally, but not much, because 5000 was a bit too much. I mean,
Because you had to be fast.
yeah.
Yeah.
And running around the track 12 times, 12 and a half was a little bit boring then.
Okay.
So 800 and 1500 was fine. So then I was doing track and field with Lazarus Capolo, them and those guys. And then we used to come to Windhoek for races, for not races actually, for meetings. Like when they having athletic meeting in Windhoek, a big one, a senior championships or so, then we used to travel from Oranjemund to here. And then when I started losing speed and I couldn't keep up with the young ones coming up, then I went over to road races.
Okay.
But then, like I said, the Windhoek crowd had mostly white guys.
Okay.
Like Charles Gordon, them, and there was another guy, Ian Wood.
So Charles was quite the runner in his days.
Charles, he was good.
Yeah.
It's just that he's a little bit lazy these days. And then, they could organize themselves in Windhoek to travel to Cape Town. And for many black guys then, the young ones, it was a little bit expensive.
Yes.
But then you have to have a good job to go. Now, for us in Oranjemund, it was a close community.
All right.
We mingle with each other, and you didn't feel out or say there was kind of like no discrimination in Oranjemund. I mean, unless if you really go look for it. Otherwise, no, there was not. And when it came to sport, we used to combine forces.
Everyone.
Yeah, everyone used to be included.
All right.
So there was a running club, a road runners club in Windhoek, in Oranjemund, and you had the track and field runners as well on their own. So I joined this road runners club, and it was mainly white guys as well, older guys than me, but not very much older. And they used to go and run their road races in South Africa because it's closer.
Yes, from Orange.
Yeah, from there to Cape Town is 600 kilometers.
Yeah, it's even lesser than going to
Coming to
Ovambuland.
Yeah, coming to Windhoek from there to here is 1,050.
Yeah.
It's more. So they used to go to Cape Town, have runs, and then they kind of like convinced us to also start going.
All right.
And the advantage that we had with the company was this, that the company would provide transport.
Okay.
And the club would provide some funds for the fuel.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. The company will say, okay, fine, we'll give you a bus full of fuel, full tank. You just have to return it full tank as well.
All right.
So that's how we started going.
Okay.
And then later on, we got a little bit more, the black guys now, probably about 20 or 15.
Yes.
And then we started saying, but now our white compatriots, they want to go and do these long races.
Yes.
Now, in the towns close by, like Uppington, these small towns,
Yes.
they normally got shorter distances, like 21 and maybe 25. The longest was 32. In our other guys now, the men, I would say the white guys, they would say, no, that's too fast for us.
Yes.
Like 32. And then we started forming a group, the first runners now, mainly black, and there were some colored guys as well. Okay, fine, colors is also black. So now we used to form a group, and there were probably 2 or 3 white guys as well that joined this group. But we didn't break away from the main, from the club.
Okay.
Then we started doing those towns around Oranjemund nearby, say in a radius of about 400, 500 kilometers.
So you ran in those towns.
So we ran in those towns, and we were doing good.
All right. So running, is it something that you just love, or like is it a form for you then and now to de-stress? Do you find yourself? Do you feel like I'm born to do this? Like what goes on in your mind?
No, it's something that I just love, really.
Okay.
And I don't really run to say I'm running to stay healthy.
Okay.
No, that's not the main cause. It's just I just love it. And even now when I join the city runners, like we do Tuesday mornings and Thursday mornings, I don't mind running there behind with the slow runners.
Yes.
Because I just love it. I enjoy it.
All right.
It's fun. And even if somebody is running me away, I don't really mind that much. As long as I'm getting to where I want.
Yes.
And I can push myself.
All right. So what's the advice for like young athletes, like for them to have as much as a long running career as you have? Because some people, they burn out or they start hating running or they have like some injuries have you ever experienced being injured like as a runner?
No, I did pick up some injuries, but not serious ones.
Okay.
I did pick them up.
And what would cause injuries?
Maybe if you could, one is if you got the wrong wrong equipment, like the wrong shoes mainly.
Yes.
And if you overdo it and you
Yes.
don't listen to your body, you're tired, but you're just pushing.
Yes.
And you're using the wrong technique, like if you go to the gym and you do in excess of things. Because I used to go to the gym and I won't lift up the heavy weights, I'll lift up what I can.
Okay.
And what I would say to the young ones is just take care of yourself, listen to your body, and you mustn't overdo it.
All right.
And if you feel that you're getting too much pressure from the other people, you can just get out of the mainstream.
The noise, yes.
And then you start training on your own.
Yes.
And now and then you can join the group just to check where you
are
where you
with
are.
your running.
Like when they're having like the fun runs or the time trials,
Yes.
you just go and say, okay, fine, now today I just want to push and see
where I am.
where I am. And for the young ones, if they can look after themselves now and not do unnecessary things, they will get far, and they will start enjoying it.
Okay.
Because I've seen people that we grew up together,
and they are not running anymore.
They don't run anymore.
Yes.
And their body shapes have changed so much.
Yeah.
And when they're moving around, they always got aches and pains and things.
Yeah. And you are just sprinting past.
Yeah.
I'm sure when you are like in the shopping mall, you are very fast at going around in your business.
And then to get back to the running in Oranyamuna is, okay, we formed this group that would go to the shorter distances.
Yes.
And then we would branch off to the longer ones as well. And then the white guys got us into the committee, not just to be there as runners. I mean, they said, no, this is your club.
Also, they really
They got
made
us
it
in.
inclusive.
Yeah. So we got onto the committee, not all of us, but some of us got onto the committee, and then we started going to these long distance long marathons. And this one guy, he passed away already. I mean, about 4 or 5 years ago, Andre Bester. He's the one that actually convinced myself and another guy, no, 2 other guys, to do the Comrades.
Okay.
He said, no, it's long, but I will guide you. I'll help you where you can.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's how we got into it.
So what was your time for the first Comrades run?
I think it was 8:59.
That's impressive. Okay, so when you're running 90 Ks, what's going on in your mind? Like, because some people joke around saying, I don't have enough problems to run Comrades. By half marathon, my problems are over. So is it because you have a lot of problems, or what is it? Okay,
No.
That's a joke, but yeah.
Problem solving and running is more when you go out training, when you're doing about 5 kilometers or 3 kilometers. That's the time when you think about the issues that you're having, the problem.
Yeah.
But when you get to Comrades, I mean, you hardly think about the problems at home or the problems that you're having. It's more, you want to get from point A to B. You check your watch and say, okay, fine, I want to get to that distance by this time. And then you look at the other people as well and you think, if he's like this, how am I?
Yes.
Say, well, if he's suffering, I must be suffering as well.
Okay.
And then you hardly think about other problems, really.
It's more of, I want to cover this distance by this time.
Yeah, I just want to get to the finish.
All right.
And or if you're hating, you say, okay, fine, now I have to look after myself. I mustn't push it too much because this muscle is bothering or this ankle is bothering a bit. So I just have to take it nice and easy.
So what happens, like let's say you have like a pain, right? Like for me, let's say I'll be enjoying a run and I just feel something. I'm like, okay, I'm not trying to be an elite athlete. Let me just chill or resort to walking and then run again. How do you overcome that threshold in your mind to be like, okay, it's probably not a real pain because you know our bodies and mind also trick us like, oh, we're suffering. And if you keep on like for 15 minutes, the noise in your mind or your body almost goes away. So what do you tell yourself?
Like when you get to these marathons, your preparation beforehand, you put in so much, and the sacrifices that you do is enormous. And then you got these energy drinks and things that you normally buy. I mean, that's now your expenses.
Okay.
So when you start having problems and you think about, now maybe I have to just walk from here to, or I had it, no, I don't want it. Then you start thinking, but I put in so much. I spent so much time where I could have done other things, and I put in this into this running of mine. So just say no, I can't do it. Let me just walk from this one pole to the next one, and then from there on I'll shuffle a bit, and then I'll go. And now and then when you got pain, I always tell myself, just try and run through this pain. Maybe it's just something small. You can get over it. Now and then, if you're lucky, you get over it. The
Okay.
pain will be there, but not as much.
All right. So everyone has like these sports watches, and everyone is taking these gels, and everyone promises this shoe is gonna make you faster and so forth. In 1993 or 1970, when you're running, what did you even like have a watch whilst you're running? Because of late we are so obsessed with our pace. Like you start running, you probably can hold the pace for 5Ks, but the moment you look at your watch, you're like, oh my word, I'm running a pace of 550. It's too fast, it's too fast, I'll burn out. Did you guys run with watches then?
Um, Not really. When we started doing marathons, we had watches. I had my first watch, I think 1980. No, 1980. That's when I had my first watch. But I hardly used
But
it
was it
for.
like a stopwatch, or was it like the first, like the digital
Yeah,
watches where you just start it almost like a stop clock?
yeah, no, it was that one. It's a stopwatch.
Okay.
That's what I had. But then it was just a normal start and stop.
Yeah.
And I tell you, when I started, that's now at school, when I started running, we never had watches. And then we used to overrun ourselves, like you exhausted. The next day, you overdo it and you finish, you flat out. I mean,
Yeah.
and we had no supplements then
Okay.
to say, I got this gel, I got this powder, I got this. There were none of those until 1981, when we had a new school teacher that came, and he was sport wise.
Okay.
So he
So
had
where
this.
was the teacher from?
I mean, he came from somewhere from South Africa. It was a soldier,
Okay.
so he was helping help teacher at the senior, and he had this powder. It's like normal glucose,
Okay.
and then you eat this powder like eating sugar.
All right.
But I think it was more mental,
So
not
you think
really.
it was like a placebo effect?
Yeah. So then, but we started performing a little bit better as well. Maybe
Okay.
it's just a mental thing,
Yeah.
but it helped. That's the only thing that was there. And then the gels and those things only came in 92, when we started doing the long distances.
Okay.
But then there were not many.
All right.
You could walk into the shop and say, well, I'm looking for a running gel. And that's all there was. I mean, I
Okay.
think they used to call it Lippen energy drink.
Okay.
And There were some other energy drinks that used to come from the UK, I think. But it's like Lucozade now these days. And if you drink Lucozade these days, they don't really help much.
Okay. So what do you use?
Um, Currently I use 32 GI. Then I got the one from Beskim. But it's a cheap one, it's not very expensive.
Is it the gel as well?
It's a gel.
Okay.
And then I used to use Zoom, but then Zoom did away with it because it wasn't really helping so much. And then there's another one, no, two. There's a honey one, but that you only get from the bicycle shops.
Okay.
And there's another black one, it's in a black holder, which is very effective. I only had one, but it's very expensive as well.
All right.
It goes for about, I think I bought it for 77, 75.
And how many would you need, like, for something like Comrades?
Comrades, the 32 GIs this year, I had about 6
Okay.
for Comrades, but then they finished.
All right.
Just after halfway, they
You
got
didn't
finished.
have anything.
And then luckily they had a station where I took 4 more.
Also, they had the stations with gels at Comrades.
Yeah, they had with the
Ooh, that
32
might
GI.
just entice me to ride Comrades.
So I took, from them I took 4. The girl wanted to give me 2, and then I said, listen, I've been using this the whole way through now, you can't give me 2. So she gave me 4.
Okay.
And I only used 2. The other one I gave to one of the city runners guys
Who was
that was
suffering.
suffering a bit, and I gave it to him. And I think it helped, because towards the end, he thanked me. He said, no, thank
So
you.
how long does it take before you see the effect of the gel? And would you recommend it like for a 10K? And when should one have it?
I mean, a gel normally takes about 10 minutes to kick in.
Okay.
And then it will carry you for probably for 30.
All right.
Then you have to take another one. For 10K, I really won't recommend so much. I would say the day before, take in enough. I mean, like carbo loading.
Yes.
And then probably at the turning point, you can have one. Or
Okay.
just, say at the turning point, you can have one.
All right.
But by the time that thing kicks in, unless if you're a slow runner, very slow,
You're
by the
already
time
done.
it kicks in, you'll be finished.
Yeah, but like me, I'll probably still be on the road.
Yeah, no, but like the gels that they sell at the bicycle shops, the one in Cedro,
Oh, at Money's Bikes.
Money's Bikes. And if you go there and you say, well, I need something for runners, I mean, he will
Recommend that.
He will recommend you. So the gels were not that many. The sport watches these days, you got the Strava and you got the Geminis or whatever. But I still believe in my watch, the normal stopwatch. Okay, this one is the office watch.
Okay.
So when I go running, then I put on the normal, but it's just a normal stopwatch, start and stop.
Okay.
It doesn't record how many kilometers you've run, or it doesn't take your blood pressure.
So how would you know how many kilometers you've covered?
With experience, I know.
You just feel it.
Yeah, because like as long as I got a watch, it's fine. Because these days I know that I average 6 minutes a kilometer.
Okay.
So whatever time, I just divide by 6 minutes.
Oh,
Then
then
at
you
least
know
I
how many.
round about how many kilometers. When I was doing 4 minutes a kilometer, I knew as well. I had a feeling. Say, okay, fine. From here to there, at least I've covered so many kilometers.
If I do 4 minutes, I think I can just hold it for a kilometers and I'm out and that's done. That will be my race. So when you started running, right? Because for me, I don't know if it's because I'm a girl or a woman. People find it odd, or they find it strange that, because with running you measure everything by kilometers. If I see someone walking, I actually don't feel sorry for them walking to Katutura, because I'll be like, oh, that's just like a 10K run or something of the sort. It's not, they're not dying, it's not suffering. Did your family find it odd that you were always running, or your friends, or
My friends that we grew up together, they they didn't really find it odd. They they knew, and most of them we started together.
also your friends were runners
Yeah,
basically?
most of them, or they were involved with sport.
Okay.
Because some of us used to run, and the other guys used to play soccer and other things as well. I mean, like at school, when you wanted to tour with the school, you had to do some sport.
Okay, so it was almost like, so you guys were enticed to do it in order to travel the country. You must do some sort
Yeah,
sports of some sort.
like in our class, we were not many, so there were probably about 2 or 3 guys that never did any sport.
Okay.
But then the others played soccer, volleyball not as much, and there were 2 that used to play tennis.
Oh, you guys played tennis in those days already.
Yeah, no, there was tennis courts in at Agostino, and there was a tennis court in Katutura as well, next to Shifidi. I mean, if you go past there, you get the concrete slabs. Those would usually be the tennis courts.
Yes.
And I grew up knowing somebody that used to play tennis.
Okay.
And then as youngsters, we normally went together now and then. So when they hit the tennis ball over the fence, then at least they got somebody running to go collect the ball.
Oh, okay.
And then at least at the end of the day, they will say, okay, fine, you can hit a little bit.
Because you did.
So you did something. So we had those sport guys in the class, and us runners as well. I mean, we were 3 in our class that used to run. But then we got the other ones that never used to do anything. He said, but you are not a good soccer player. You can't do this. In rugby, you don't even feature there.
Yes.
So just come join us with running. At least with running is fine. Then that's how our friends became sport people as well.
All right. So I don't know how high schools were in those days, right? But if, let's say, you are a sport person, you are obviously known in the school for running fast or beating everyone. Was it deemed to be cool? Is history the same, where you were almost the cool kids, or was everyone just the same, or did you stand out from everyone else?
No, we used to stand out.
Okay.
I mean, if you were a fast runner, you used to stand out from the rest. And same with the soccer players. So they used to stand out as well. And you had to behave. Luckily, I grew up not having a big heart or seeing down on others. So I was always keeping my cool. I mean, even if the people see,
You are excelling.
I mean, they place you high, just say, no, it's fine. That's why with my running, it's not many people that knew. But if you go to Katutura or even other towns and you mention my name, people will always say,
Oh, the runner.
the running guy, no, we know him. And with the school tours now, we tend to build up friends as well, all across. I mean, you go to Korijas, you know somebody
Someone,
there,
yeah.
and whenever you go. So that's how it was. And to get back with my school friends and with my friends, they accepted us easy. It's only later on with age, like now, they will ask you funny questions to say, oh, you're still running.
Yes.
When are you going to stop? But then you always ask them to say, well, why
Why
must
should I stop?
if I enjoy the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you do the things that you enjoy.
Yeah.
And the only hiccup which I had was when you travel, like when you go to the villages,
Yes.
like when you go to the north
And you're still running, right?
and you run, people will look funny at you. Now, when I was at Omthia, it was a little bit different because the elder people there, most of them worked in Oranyamui before they went on retirement. So they knew me because it's where my uncle as well. And when I started going there frequently, when they talk, they used to tell their young ones or their kids to say, well, this uncle used to run. So then I started joking most of the